Hi everybody. Today is I'm recording this video on Tuesday, March, not March, sorry, Tuesday, April 14th, 2026. Today I am going to demonstrate on how I clean. And in case you didn't know, this is the Blind Guy 08. Some people know me as Kyle. But today I'm going to demonstrate on how to do dishes, how I sweep, and I might even throw in how I wipe my ceiling fan off. But right now I am going to demonstrate on how I do dishes, because people might not understand that just because we're blind we cannot do dishes. And how we do dishes though, I am going to demonstrate on how I do everything here. So I hope you all enjoy this how I do dishes. Now when I do dishes, I usually go by the feel. And first I'm going to wipe off this coffee cup in my hand. I'm going to wash it by doing this, putting the wash rag in the cup. Then I wipe the cup, make sure it's clean inside and outside. And you know, it's coffee in here. Just because it's coffee, you can still make sure it's clean after it's done. Then I put my coffee cup over here, beside the stove on a mat. I have another coffee cup I'm gonna wash. But after I get done with these cups, I got a couple plates. And how I do dishes, how I know I got the dishes clean, is I go by feel. That's how I'm able to clean my dishes and sink. And I'm using an old-fashioned one sink instead of two-sided sink. So I apologize if I do not talk as I'm doing my dishes. But I figure this is just a video to show how I'm able to do dishes and do all kind of cleaning. I want to demonstrate how just because you're blind, you can still do things. And yes, I do have providers that do help me out. They do help me out, like wipe my walls down for me, and to double check, make sure I got my floor swept accurately. They help me out and help me do like a deep clean. I am able to clean my own house, apartment. And now I'm cleaning another cup. And now I'm going to demonstrate on how I clean a plate. So I grab my rag here, and just like anybody else does, they use right around the center right here. So I go back and forth, and I also use my hand to make sure I got it clean. I hope you guys can see this. But I make sure I got it all clean to my availability. How I know it's clean is by touch. And that's how I'm able to do dishes. But I'm going to do the rest of my dishes here on videos. Only got a couple more things left. But then I also dry my dishes, my plate, before I set them down, because I set these plates that I have in my hand, these plastic microwavable plate on top of my microwave. Now I'm going to do another plate. And use the same method as I did on that other plate. Now rinse the plate off. Now I'm going to use the same method as I did to dry the plate. The first plate. And next, when I get done with these plates, I'm going to wash my the Keurig, my coffee maker instrument where the cups sit on, and because it does get dirty from the coffee. Sometimes coffee runs into it down, you know, like the coffee grounds. They do run down inside these plastic things right here. So I am going to clean it, and this usually gets pretty dirty. I usually have to clean it every few days after I have like 3 or 4 cups of coffee every 3 or 4 days. I usually do my dishes about like I said, every 3 to 4 days. I do my dishes to keep up on it. Yes, I live on my own, but I do my own dishes and do most of my cleaning. But I do get assistance. But I hope everybody understands. Just because you're blind doesn't mean you can't do your own cleaning. Because you just have to be willing to do it. If you're willing to do your own dishes, you can do anything you set your mind to. That's the one thing I do, is I don't let nothing stop me. If I have my mindset on doing things, I would do it. And now I'm cleaning spoons. And with spoons, you gotta clean delicately. You just I'm using 2 spoons at a time. And I also go by feel to make sure all this dirt and all the coffee is off the spoon. And off the cereal I have on my spoon or whatever I eat. Make sure it's all clean. Then I set them over here. And now I got one more spoon left. And when I get done with this, I am going to turn the camera around and I'm going to show you I'm able to clean my ceiling fan before I start sweeping. But before I do that, I'm going to wipe down my stovetop and my countertop next to the microwave and wipe the microwave down as well. So you may or may not be able to see me to do that, but that is just a routine I have. When I do my dishes, I always stay in the routine. Wipe my sink down, wipe my stovetop, and wipe my microwave down and my coffee machine down. Just to keep everything all clean. So now I'm going to wring out my rag here, and I'm going to wipe down my stove. Make sure the stove's nice and clean to my availability. And now I'm going to write down my countertop. Same method. And you go by feel. That's how I'm able to clean my microwave, countertop, and dishes. Now I'm cleaning the coffee maker and wiping down the wall, because sometimes the wall do get coffee on it. Not sure how, but it does. And now I'm cleaning the microwave. So I clean the door of the microwave. Then I clean the inside of the microwave, starting with the ceiling of the microwave. Then I work on the plate and the side to make sure it's all clean. Then I'm going to wipe the outside again off the numbers, and like I showed you in the previous video, I got my microwave label so I know where everything's at, so I kind of watch how I clean them, make sure none of these labels come off, otherwise I will be out of luck and not know what to hit. So now I'm going to let my water out of my sink. Now I am going to turn the camera around and I'm going to show you how I'm able to clean the ceiling fan. And apologize for you guys watching me from behind. I'm going to raise the camera up just a little bit. And hopefully you guys can see. But now I want to demonstrate on how I do the ceiling fan. I'm climbing on a chair, so forgive me while I'm standing up here. And I apologize in advance for you seeing me from behind. But I'm cleaning the ceiling fan. And I do it by touch as well. And this is not really that dirty. Yes, you might be seeing dust fly off, but not all that terrible. And I always go back to make sure I got everything done. And I'm wiping the light down. Now, that is pretty much done with that. So, I am going to throw my rag away, my cloth wipe. Then, now I'm going to take the camera and I'm going to move it again so you guys can see me how I vacuum the living room. Hope you guys can see. Alright, I think I might lower the... And now you guys might not hear me, but you will see me. Hope you guys are able to see but how I vacuum my plate. And there's no real arc to it. Arc to I say. But I can vacuum my own plate. So hope you guys are able to. And this is how I vacuum my living room. So I'm moving the camera down just a little bit. So you guys are able to see more of how it's clean. I hope you all enjoyed this video of how a blind person is able to clean. I showed you how I did my dishes. I showed you how I did my dishes. I showed you how I wipe my ceiling fan. And I demonstrate on a little bit on how I vacuum. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Have a good day. This is the Blind Guy 08 signing out.